This is an AQA GCSE chemistry question from the Trilogy 2019 paper. It's foundation tier and we look at chemical changes and chemical calculations. I'm going to recommend you pause and try each section first and then review your answer. So here is part A, part B, part C, part D, and finally part E. So let's go back and review. We have got the mass of each ingredient in an indigestion tablet. Calculate the mass of the indigestion tablet in grams. We're simply adding together these figures. That gives us 800 milligrams, but we're then converting to grams. We divide by 1,000, we get 0.8. For part B, calcium carbonate in the indigestion tablet reacts with hydrochloric acid in the stomach. What gas do we make? Well, metal carbonate plus acid will make a salt, water, and carbon dioxide. Straightforward factual recall. Sodium hydrogen carbonate has the chemical formula NaHCO3. How many different elements are there? Well, there's sodium, hydrogen, carbon, and oxygen. So we've got 4 in total. On to part D, student investigating temperature change when different masses of calcium carbonate were reacted with 50 cm cubed of hydrochloric acid. We've got the method here as well for you to read through. It's an important method to be familiar with, but how could we improve the accuracy of the results? The key problem that we're going to associate with this or recognise on this is heat loss. And we minimise heat loss by A, adding a lid that will prevent heat loss to the air through the top of the beaker. And secondly, if instead of a beaker, we used an insulating material like a polystyrene cup. And finally, part E, the students added different masses of calcium carbonate to the hydrochloric acid, which 2 terms describe the mass of calcium carbonate in this investigation. Well, it's the thing that we are changing as a result of a thing that we're changing so that we can measure the impact on the dependent variable. So it's the independent variable. As we go through the others, we've got to try to work out which fits. It can't be dependent or control, because dependence is what we measure as a result of changing it. Control is what we keep the same. So it's ultimately whether it's continuous or categoric, and mass is a continuous variable. And that takes us to the end of this question.